Well, hello, model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Ral, and here I am this week. I'm working on my 57 Cameo, and I'm getting ready to do something here that many have asked me how I do this and, what the steps are, and it's pretty simple. But I'll get with that here in a second. But first, I'd appreciate it if you guys checked out the link in the video description below for our sponsor, Hobby Nut Models, as they are pretty instrumental in helping us along on YouTube. A lot of us on YouTube, as he does sponsor a number of channels, and I appreciate it, and I know the others do as well. So you guys check him out. He's got some fair pricing and getting stuff in stock, and he's pretty good about shipping and everything and communicating. So some pretty cool stuff on his site and everything. And he does get the occasional vintage kit as well. This kit is currently not available, but the 55 kind of is. But anyway, getting back to this, what I'm getting at is here I'm working on the wheels and tires. And of course, they're chrome and they're very shiny, and I like it that way. But on this car, they kind of are too. But I wanted to detail them up just a little bit and make them look much more like they do here with the black ribbing. And I noticed on this one, there's no paint on the middle of the cap, but the bow ties are painted black, and I'm working on that. And plus, they're white walls. Now, AMT in my kit and all the ones I've seen of this 57 Chevy, these aren't pad printed. They're just the plain old black wall tires. And you can paint these. Painting the white walls can be somewhat difficult, but I'm not going to be doing that on these particular ones today. But what I am going to be doing is trying to make the hubcaps look more like that. This one has the black in the middle. I've decided I'm going to leave that alone, but do the white wall. As you can see on the box art car, it doesn't have black there, but it does have the black bow ties. But there's a little bit of the painted wheel in there. And then that's how these actually are from the factory. It's the painted wheel. This is actually a trim ring, and then there's a center cap. So it's a two-piece hubcap design. Kind of interesting, but it's done as one piece on the model kit. And it'd be really hard to actually paint the very, very thin blue line in the middle there. And in some pictures, that's very hard to see. Like in this one, if you look really, really closely, you can see it. But I wasn't going to worry too much about that. But this black ribbing, or the chrome ribs in there, I want to black those out and then get black on the bow ties. So that can be a little bit challenging, but it's really not that difficult. All I really do is first I take my tester's paint, and this is the semi-gloss black, which is 1139, and I've been getting this at Hobby Lobby. And then get my paintbrush and just get some on it, and not being very, very careful here, but just getting it on there, letting it get in between the ribs. Like so. And I'm just going to simply wipe it away. Now, sometimes I've used the Q-tip for this, but the Q-tip on a ribbed panel like this will sometimes really get in there and wipe all the paint away. Whereas this, I like to just take just a piece of paper towel and do that, and then just wipe and spin. And I do it when it's still fairly wet, as when it dries it gets a little harder to do. You see how much comes off there. There you go. I can hold it still, but I'm really getting up to the camera and trying to get the light in there too so you can see it. And that was pretty easy, but I've got to do it a few more times here. And I think that's part of the trick to it too, is not letting the paint dry too much, because this paint will dry pretty quickly too. And you can use black wash for this. I tend to think it doesn't really stick to the exact area where it tends to run into everything else. But you can build it up and it'll do it. So there's number 2. Trying to do this where I think you can see, but then I'm getting so close to the phone that it's hard to see what I'm doing. There, so you can see all the black, and then now, and I just spin it. There, it's all 4 of those. And then now for the bow tie portion, this is a little bit different. Let's clean this off real quick. I've done it too where you kind of dab it into the bow ties that are on there. But on these, they're so small that I'm just using a Q-tip, or a toothpick, I'm sorry. So put a little dab of paint on there, and then I'll just dab it right on the bow tie and then move it to the sides. Sorry, I thought I was more into the camera. Anyway, I got a bunch to do. You can kind of see how those came out. Try and do the next one right under the camera. Make sure I'm over here. So I turn it this way, it shines right in my eyes or I can't see what I'm doing. I turn this way, I can see it, but it's hard to see it on the camera. Okay, and I let them dry a little bit, and then I'll go to the one. If I got a little too much, you can always just pull it away once it dries. Just this one, I missed a small spot right here. Okay. Touched up little by little. All right, I think that's all of them. Let's put this away. Okay, and then for the tires, I got some Modelhaus tires, and these are perfect. These are number 275, and they're actually listed as AMT 1950s truck. And they're literally, I think they're made specifically for these Cameos. So it's a nice white wall, and it fits these perfectly inside and out. So we'll get the metal axle through. Get this rear one on. There we go. So those are on. So now all I really got to do is just glue some of them together. And if you don't know about these Modelhaus tires, these Y-wall inserts do come out. And this is actually hard resin, and this is rubber or flexible resin. But they work out really nice. Starting to wonder if I had glue in there. Okay, making sure that glue had gotten on the inside there, so. All right. Wonder how it's going to look with the an idea what it's going to look like. So that's going to look good. And I'll finish the front too and get those hung on there, but that's going to do it on this video. Give you an idea how quick and easy that actually was. Even though it's, 10-15 minute video. And then get it all done, and it goes together pretty smoothly. But, it's not as bad as you might think. So sometimes you overthink it. It takes you longer to actually think it over than to actually do it. But anyway, that's how this one's going, and I'll continue working on this as I wait for bare metal foil. As I ran out, I had to order some more bare metal foil. So got to paint the bed, and I'll get ready to start putting this one together as I'm buttoning this one up. So you guys, thank you for tuning in, subscribing, and all your comments. I really do appreciate it. And you guys, you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time.